Hi, my name is Mark Jennings. In March of 2011, I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. Immediately after that diagnosis, I found myself in the emergency room where the doctors and surgeons took out about 8 to 10 inches of my intestine, along with the entire cancer with it. And of course, from there I went into recovery and also with a colonoscopy bag. In the days and weeks that followed, I, of course, as you can imagine, found myself in front of various doctors talking about what the various treatment options were. One of the things that kind of bothered me about this whole process was none of them talked about alternatives. They all talked about chemotherapy, standard of care, but not one of them talked about alternatives to that, or wanted to know about my family history, what my eating habits were up to that point, what my exercise levels were, what my stress levels were, or things I would be willing to change or commit to afterwards to maybe make sure that my body was cleaner, so it would be tougher for cancer to manifest. They didn't talk about any of that. It was all standard of care. Here's what we're going to do, and we're going to give you chemotherapy. And I was really looking for an alternative, or at least to be educated on an alternative. So I took it upon myself, did some research, bought various books, and one of the books I bought was Knockout by Suzanne Summers. In the back of that book, I found Dr. S. After visiting his website and listening to the various testimonials about his approach, I decided to give him a call. In April, a month after my surgery, I found myself in his office, and I was impressed, first of all, by his energy, by his attitude, how much he seemed to care about what I was going through. He spent 2 hours with me, and we went through everything from my diet to my exercise routine, to my family history, to what my job and my stresses were, to things I might look at having to change, to what the therapies would be, to how how colon cancer might manifest itself, and maybe what had happened, although we'll never know for sure, and things that happened in my life that could that may have made this happen, and what I would have to do going forward. 2 hours. So I felt very comfortable with that, and I made the decision not to do the chemo, but to go with Dr. S. So he drew blood there in April, gave me a protocol that consisted not only of the supplements and the treatments in his office, but also things like yoga, which I heard of yoga, but that was about it, Bikram yoga, writing that I needed to do, books I needed to read, approaches I needed to take in my life, how my lifestyle needed to change, but how my diet would need to change from where it was. So in June, we did another blood test. We did one in April, one in June. And in June, the numbers were amazing. And what Dr. S always told me, he says, look, we're going to show you what to do. We're going to coach you here, but we're going to prove that everything's working through science, through the numbers. And that's exactly what happened. In fact, the results were so good in that short period of time, that 8-9 weeks. Even my other doctors were asking me, what did you do? How did this happen? How did those numbers move so much? What did you change? So this, of course, was very, very encouraging. And I also would like to mention that as soon as I met with Dr. S, he's on the phone with me, checking in on me, making sure I was doing what I need to be doing, see if I had any questions. He's always been there as a coach, encouraging me and making sure that we were doing the things that needed to be done. So if we flash forward now to October, it's time to reverse my colostomy. All my treatments with Dr. S had been completed. In fact, we found some heavy metals. We did some heavy metal testing, and we dealt with those. So in October of 2011, which is now, I had the surgery to reverse the colonoscopy. That was a little over 2 weeks ago. So as you can see, I'm sitting here talking to you. It's been just over 2 weeks since that surgery. I feel great. I have energy. And again, thanks to Dr. S's coaching and preparing me for that surgery, I can't even believe how good I feel just after 2 weeks out of a major surgery. About 4 days ago, I received an email from one of my other doctors who took some blood from me in the hospital and did a test, a very specialized test where they look for cancer cells in your blood. And this particular test was looking for colorectal cancer cells. And the paper is right here. Of course, I'm sure you won't be able to read that, but basically what it says is that I have 0 colorectal cancer cells in my bloodstream, 0, which of course was a very welcome piece of information and a great thing to receive. before my surgery here 2 weeks ago, Dr. S had sent me texts and prayers and saying, I'm with you, I'm thinking about you. He'd been calling me after the surgery. Of course, I called him and texted him about, shared with this very joyful information, and he was very excited for me. So if you have a disease and you're looking for alternatives, maybe you have cancer, you're looking for alternative, or maybe you just want to maintain a higher level of health, then I can't recommend Dr. S enough. He's extremely loving. He takes the time with you. He cares about you. He's just a phenomenal doctor. He's everything that I was looking for in a doctor. And also a quick shout out to Amy and the gang at the office, who are just fantastic, amazing office staff. So I hope this helps. If you're thinking about calling Dr. S, I really highly recommend you do. And I'm sure he can help you like he helped me. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great day.